Wake up! I need you to be focused.
As a former agent, interrogation was Brian's specialty. After enduring some torture and electric shocks, the leader of the criminals finally couldn't take it anymore. He told Brian that because his daughter was a virgin, she could fetch a high price. He then gave Brian a name. Although Mark confessed everything, Brian still wasn't going to let him go. After flipping the switch for the electric shock, he walked away. Next, he went to Jean's house. Upon seeing Brian, Jean immediately knew something was wrong. He intentionally made the kids leave first, then retrieved the hidden weapons. In the living room, Brian confronted Jean in front of his wife, exposing his connections to the human trafficking ring. Jean, however, continued to justify himself, saying his low salary barely covered the household expenses, and as long as he made money, he didn't care about the safety of those women. Jean then pulled out a weapon to threaten Brian. His wife was terrified, but Brian wasn't scared at all. He had already removed the bullets from the weapon.
That's what happens when you sit behind a desk. You forget things, like the weight in the hand of a gun that's loaded and one that's not. It's a flesh wound, but if you don't get me what I need, the last thing you'll see before I make your children orphans is the bullet I put between her eyes. Now, Patrice Sinclair.
For the sake of his family's safety, Jean had no choice but to tell Brian where his daughter was. Afterward, Brian entered the venue using fake credentials. Inside, he found that the girls there were treated like auction items, sold to wealthy men from around the world. Just as he was about to pour wine for one of the wealthy men, Brian noticed a girl on stage, his daughter. He then threatened the wealthy man, demanding that he buy his daughter. However, as Brian was trying to take the man out, he was knocked out by a blow. When he woke up, he was tied up. The wealthy man ordered his men to quietly deal with Brian. One of the men took a rope and began strangling Brian. As Brian struggled, he noticed that the hook above him wasn't very secure. He quickly managed to escape and take out the men. Then, Brian confronted the wealthy man, demanding to know his daughter's whereabouts.
Where is she?
Please understand, please try to... There's a boat by the quay. Please understand, it was all business. It wasn't personal.
It was all personal to me.
At that moment, his daughter was about to be taken by another wealthy man. Brian chased after them desperately, but the ship had already left. He had no choice but to jump off the bridge onto the ship, swiftly taking out the bodyguards. However, the bodyguards soon noticed him and called for reinforcements. When only one bodyguard remained, Brian was injured in the abdomen, but he quickly jumped through a window and tackled the man. As he pinned the bodyguard down, he threw punches, but the bodyguard pulled out a weapon to fight back. With the weapon in hand, Brian could only defend himself.